Okay, let's start. If you are a Cassandra DBA or a Cassandra developer, understanding what is primary key and the primary key columns are super important because 50% of your Cassandra is your primary key, isn't it? Now, what about static columns? Static columns are also very important to understand because see, if when you are in Cassandra, in Cassandra world in general, you are encouraged to do denormalization, right? You can duplicate the data so that you can get a decent read performance, isn't it? No, but when you duplicate the data or when you do denormalization, basically you are increasing the disk space requirements, isn't it? Now, here comes your static columns. So if you use static columns inside your table, basically you can reduce the table size. That way you can increase the read performance also. Now, static columns offers a few more benefits. See, your insert operations will become much simpler if you use static columns, and also number of update operations also will be reduced if you introduce static columns inside your Cassandra table. We'll see shortly, practically how it will work. But before that, let's try to quickly understand, what is Cassandra table, what is this primary key columns, partition columns and clustering columns. Obviously, primary key is a very complicated subject, but our focus is on static columns. But I'll try to give you a very simple definition on what is Cassandra table and primary key. So let's try to understand here. Now, if you ask me what is Cassandra table, I'll tell you Cassandra table is unlike our DBMS, Cassandra table is collection of similar rows. Super important. So understand, Cassandra table is not collection of rows. I'll say Cassandra table is collection of similar rows. Okay. Now what I mean. Now in Cassandra, basically it try to keep the data related to similar. It keeps the similar data in one single place. Now, if you notice here, I didn't put any order by condition or something here, but still, uh, you know, you see, let's try to understand what I'm storing here. In this table, I'm keeping the movie name and I'm storing who watched it and how much rating he is given and which year that movie got released. But if you notice here, right, whoever watched Three Idiots movie, all are in one single place. I mean, this is how it stores inside the disk also. We'll see that. We'll go into the disk and we'll try to see how it is representing the data inside the storage. Now, so that is the thing. In Cassandra, your Cassandra table is a collection of similar rows, and this whole thing you call it as a partition. And if you notice how I created my table, see, this is how I created inside. This is my primary key. Primary key is combination of partition key and optional clustering columns. So that is what your primary key. Now, uh, see, that is what primary key, partition key plus optional clustering columns. Now, your we know Cassandra is a distributed database, so you can have more than one node. Basically, if you notice, I'm running my Cassandra on 3 nodes, and your partition key will tell you where this row should go. Very simple. Partition key will determine where this particular row should go out of those 3 nodes. Right? You have 3 nodes. Partition key will tell you where this row should go. And what does clustering column does? Now clustering column will control how that row should stores inside the partition. So partition key tells you where this row should go. Clustering key tells you how this row gets stored inside the partition key. If you notice here, by default, clustering columns gives you order. See, by default it is ascending. If you see, Anil watched it, and John Sharma, they are in a order by default. So you don't need to keep any order by condition or something when you are retrieving, because it stores in that way because of the clustering columns. Clustering columns also offer some other benefits also, like it gives you uniqueness for your primary key, but that's a different story again. But let's understand static columns. That is the main focus on today's video, but this is the basic understanding. Okay, now if you see ratings and year, they are like non-primary columns. Now let's get back into the static column and we'll see how it works. Now you got to know the basic understanding of what is Cassandra table. Let's jump into the static column now. So what I do for today's topic, I'll try to create a key space. Create key space. So I'll say static underscore test. So with replication, I'm using network topology strategy, and I need to understand what is my data center name. So it is US East DC1, and you need to provide how many copies. So I'm using replication factor 3. Once you created your key space, you can say use command to get into the key space. Now let's create a table and do not use any static columns, and we'll see how it works. Okay, so this is my table. I'm creating this table. If you notice, I didn't putting any static columns inside. So let's create it. So I created that table, and I prepared some insert commands so that I can do it quickly. Let's insert some data. So done, and let's try to select the data. Select start from ratings by movie. Yeah, now it is good. So I see similar rows at a similar place, at a same place. All good. Now let's see. If you notice here, Interstellar movie, it was watched by Anil, and he given a rating 5. And John Sharma, Vamshi, all these people watched it, and I know they given different ratings. But if you notice here, the year it got released 2020. Okay, it was a mistake. So Interstellar is not released in 2020. Let's see. So it got released in 2014. So let's update it. Okay. Now how to update? So in Cassandra, if you want to update, okay, some basic thumb rule. In Cassandra, if you want to update a row, you have to use entire primary key. So that's a basic rule. You cannot update, like unlike RDBMS, you cannot use any column in where condition. So for updates especially, I mean, in general, updates and inserts also demands the entire primary key to be presented inside your query. So that's a rule. Now let's insert. Okay, we want to update it, right? Because we want to update it to 2014. Let's see this. Now let's try to update by just providing title. So this is what we want, right? So Interstellar is not released in 2020, it released in 2014. So let's try to update. I just provided only partition key. Remember the rule, you have to pass entire primary key, but let's try to do it, whether we'll see whether it will work or not. Now if you see, it didn't work. So you have to pass entire primary key to make your update. Now the problem here is I updated, but this way, right? When you pass entire primary key, you can update only one single row, because primary key gives you uniqueness for for a row inside your table. Meaning, if you say select, and that record got changed only for this particular row, isn't it? Right now, so you have to pass, three more update queries to make the change. Now now let's say select. So now you see Interstellar movie got updated, right? It released in 2014, but don't you see it was a little overwork? So what if Interstellar movie watched by 1 lakh people, you have to pass 1 lakh update queries to make that change. So super complicated, isn't it? That's how it is, right? What about update? Update is done. Let's insert. So even if I insert, let's say you want to insert a few more rows, like few more people watched the same movie, and if you notice, right, every time you have to pass the year, isn't it? So even though it is like, it just released in 2014, but you have to put that thing in every insert query, like, 2014, 2014, 2014, same data, but you are just repeating every time, correct? Let's understand, how it is working. What I do is, like, because we made some changes, let's do a node to flush. So I'm just flushing everything, whatever in the memory, into the disk. Now, because you have a replication factor set to 3, every node will owns entire thing. Let's look into that internal storage, how it is getting stored. Now I'm here. Clear this ls. Okay, so when you flush the data, basically it writes into the ss table. Ss tables are like, collection of files. Basically your table data will be stored inside this particular file .db, data.db. Okay, now how can I read it? Can I open using a vi editor or any your favorite editors? No, you cannot do that. Basically, if you do it, you will corrupt that file. So Cassandra will give you a binary called ss table dump. With that ss table dump, you can read. So if you say like this, you get the you get to see what is there inside the that particular ss table file. But it is in like which format it is. It is in JSON format, isn't it? Now you want to see the internal exact storage structure. Try to pass -d. So I'll pass -d. Now see how it stores. Okay, if you notice here, right, let's connect back and let's try to query one more time. Select query, use static test, and we want to select it. Okay, now look into the 3 idiots. We'll see how internally it is storing, why my update query is behaving in that way. Let's see. Now this is my partition key. Okay, and remember, in Cassandra, for every single column, it stores the timestamp value. Every single record, every single column. Whenever you are inserting data, every single column will get a timestamp along with the actual data. Now, so this is my partition key, and this is my clustering column. Now, if you notice your year, this is what you try to you tried to change it, right? Like, okay, I was like change interstellar, but anything is similar. Let's understand for 3 idiots. Now if you notice, the point here is your year column is attached to your clustering column. right? It is under the clustering column. Super important. Pay attention here. This is your partition key, and this is your clustering key, and your year column basically, inside the clustering column. So this is the reason you have to pass entire partition key and clustering column to make change to your year column. So that is the reason, if you want to change this year to 2008 or 2010, you have to pass entire primary key, and you have to pass like, three times here in this case to make that change, because it is stored in three places, so you have to pass three times. What if Three Idiots movie was like a super hit, so it watched by like millions of people, you have millions of records, so you have to update like a million number of times, isn't it? Now what we kept it here, static columns will make your update operations, to a lesser number, right? So we'll see how it works. It also tells you, you can reduce the table size also, right? Let's see. Now what I do, I'll create one more table. Now this time I'll make year as a static. I'll use the static. Okay, I'm creating one more user with -st. Same table, same data, entire data is same. Only the thing is I'm just keeping year as a static column. A simple change, but see how powerful it is. Clear this, and let's create the table. And so all your insert queries are like the same. The data is same. Now done. Then try to select from ratings by movie, and yeah. Okay, so you get to see the similar representation how it got stored here also, right? For the other table, let's try to compare. What I do, I'll go to node 3, and in node 3 I'll show you ratings by movie, where we didn't use a static column. So ratings, we need to say use static test, select star from, you shouldn't use select star. Yeah, so the representation is same, exactly same, but see how static column will bring the difference here. Now same story, Interstellar movie was released in 2020. I mean, it was a mistake. We have to make change to 14, isn't it? 2014. Now, before that, let's see how your static column table stores the data inside your storage. Exit, and what I do is I'll say node tool flush, so that I'll just flush the memory content into SS table. Where I'm here, then static test, say ls, and you get to see this table. And okay, so what is the binary tool we are using? SS table dump. So locate SS table dump and ls. So we are using -d to see the internal structure. So here comes. Now so this is the internal storage structure for your static table. At the same time, this is the non-static table, right? See the difference how it is storing. Now this is my partition key, And if you see your year, which is your static column, got an opportunity to sit with the partition key, isn't it? See it, and it, it's stored only once. It is not with the other rows, right? So your static column will get shared by all your rows inside the partition. So that is the advantage. When you have a static column, it gets it will get stored inside the partition key. And here, see here, it is getting stored inside the clustering column, but your static column will sit with the primary, partition key. Now, what is the advantage by having this? See here, when you want to change here, you have to pass entire partition key and clustering column. That's how you can change it, right? But here it is different. Now let's see. Clear. And SQL SH, is the binary to connect your cluster. Yeah. Now, when you have a static column and if you want to update it, like that's what my requirement. Interstellar movie was released in 2014, but it was by mistake kept it in as 2020. Now I'll see how I update ratings by movie set year is equal to 2014, where now what is the thumb rule? When you insert, you have to pass entire primary key, right? But one exception, when you use a static column, if you want to update the static column data, you don't need to. If you pass the title, that would be enough. It changes the data on all the rows. And just let's try to select. Now if you see, now Interstellar movie was released in 2014, right? For all the rows. Isn't it like, this is the beauty of a static column. Let's say on the other side, let's say 1 lakh people watched Interstellar movie. You need to fire 1 lakh update queries, but here we just need to fire only one single query is enough for you to make changes. So very important. So that's what the second thing, right? Number of update operations got reduced. Now how about inserts will become simpler when you use static columns. Now what I do is I'll try to connect to the both the tables. So here I connected to this. Okay, we are in the same key space anyway. Let's see. Now, so I'm querying from here, and if you remember, I inserted data, and every time I'm inserting, if you see, I have to pass this column. And remember, when you store this, it not only stores the data, that column value 2014, it also stores the timestamp value, meaning you have to that your disk, you have to uh, have more space, isn't it? Like to even store the column data and timestamp value. So obviously it is eating your disk space. Now with static column, let's say Interstellar movie watched by 4 more people, right? Now Patrick given rating 8, Paul given rating 9, Kane and Maxi. Now if you see, I'm not passing year anymore, right? I'm not repeating that number, because you know uh, it gets stored automatically with the partition key, isn't it? So you don't need to pass every single time. So that way you can even reduce the disk space also. Even your insert becomes simpler, you don't need to pass every time. And moreover, because you're not inserting, you are storing the disk space also, isn't it? Like that is what these two conditions, right? Now quickly we'll say node tool flush. So remember, when you because SS tables are immutable. Every time you flush, basically you're creating one more set of SS table. Again, that's a different story. Now, idea is like how data is getting stored. We'll see that. Yeah. See, one single place. Then, so I told you SS tables are immutable, so you cannot go and update this particular SS table. So, but the point is how data is getting stored. So basically, static column stores the data with the partition key, and that static column will get shared for all the rows inside the partition. So that's how you can save the disk space. Your inserts will become simple, updates will become simple. So yeah, so that is so those are the advantages. I hope you like the topic, and if you have any queries, please comment below, and please subscribe to the channel for more Cassandra database related videos. Thank you.